Hello, everyone. I hope everybody had a good week. I feel like this is the time of the school year when everyone gets very busy, myself included. I've been trying really hard to keep caught up on important things. So stay well and remember to get enough sleep. This is advice that I need to be taking myself. All right, this week we're looking at the remainder of 7th grade, and specifically informal comparative inference. And so this that I'm showing here is just the portion of progressions document that we have been reading and following. So the standards that we're looking at with inference here, we have informally addresses the degree of visual overlap of two numerical data distributions with similar variabilities, measuring the difference between the centers and expressing it as a multiple of a measure of variability. So really it seems like 7th grade extends upon what was done in 6th grade with box plots and histograms and those sorts of things, and goes a little bit further with putting them together on the same scaled axes and making comparisons, as we can see in these examples. So this one here is called a parallel box plot, and the really key thing that students miss, and that is the very most important, is that they have the exact same scale. The number line is the same for both of them so that they are comparable. And another thing that gets done in this section is building histogram box plot combinations, as we can see in this picture here. So we've got the histogram of the scores with a box plot that corresponds with that on the same scale, the same number line, and the scale being the important. There's the example again of the parallel box plots. And the final standard here, standard 4, use measures of center and measures of variability for numerical data from random samples to draw informal comparative inferences about two populations. So the idea of inference being built is that we can infer something about the larger population from a small sample. And that idea will get extended in grade 8. So these two standards, 3 and 4, really go together nicely. There's a good example of what that might look like down here. I'm focusing here where I've got distribution of means from 100 samples of size 10. So we can find the mean of a sample size, and that's the mean is the inference of the mean for that population using that sample. And then we can close in on it by doing several samples of a smaller size than the entire population, and then comparing them with two parallel box plots. One of the things that we can assess here is that the mean for a female group is greater than the mean from the male group by about a half of a IQR. A half IQR is beyond the IQR, or the interquartile range, for the male students. And so this is one of the things that we look at when we're looking at the graph. Here's another example of that. With this question, the students at Dolan Middle School are competing in an after-school activity. They're comparing the points earned by each student and trying to figure out, well, which team should we be on? Which team is going to have more points in the end? So which team would you choose to be on? Well, Team 2 has a greater spread of data than Team 1. You would likely choose Team 2 because the IQR is greater the interquartile range, and the interquartiles are greater than Team 1. The median is as well. And we've got about a fourth of an IQR, a fourth of an interquartile range greater than Team 1. Another focus for this week is us taking a look at the mathematics assessment project, MARS, for Mathematics Assessment Resource Service. So this is their website, and they did extensive research and created lessons, tasks, tests, and really looked at using assessment to drive and create instruction, formative assessment in particular. So each lesson that the MARS project has here includes a pre-assessment, where the idea of shifts to the feedback on an assessment being question asking to extend their thinking about the responses that the students have already given. So this week you will be reading the brief guide for teachers and administrators. I've included a link in the Moodle class to that for you to read. And you will also be participating in some student tasks for 2 lessons, and then reading those lessons and then reflecting on them in the forum. So that is what's happening this week. I hope you have a good one, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye.